Hi, this is Miss Wright, and I am going to go over a passage from chapter 29, which is Miss Havisham talking about love. This is a companion presentation to the previous passage from chapter 29, where Pip talks about love. Then, Estella being gone and we two left alone, she turned to me and said in a whisper, "Is she beautiful, graceful, well grown? Do you admire her?" This is an example of a syndeton because you have three items in a series without a conjunction, which would have gone here. "Everybody must who sees her, Miss Havisham," that's Pip. She drew an arm around my neck and drew my head close down to hers as she sat in the chair. "Love her, love her, love her. How does she use you?" This is E panellipsis with drew and drew, which is repetition after intervening words. Before I could answer, if I could have answered so difficult a question at all, she repeated, "Love her, love her, love her. If she favors you, love her. If she wounds you, love her. If she tears your heart to pieces, and as it gets older and stronger, it will tear deeper, love her, love her, love her." That's an example of epistrophe because the repetition comes at the end of each clause or sentence. And you can see that Mrs. Havisham is, extremely emotional. You can see all the exclamation marks that she's just extremely emotional as she's saying these words, which I'm trying my best to convey. Never had I seen such passionate eagerness as was joined to her utterance of these words. I could feel the muscles of her thin arm around my neck swell with the vehemence that possessed her. And that's imagery. Hear me, Pip. I adopted her to be loved. I bred her and educated her to be loved. I developed her into what she is, that she might be loved. Love her. And that's epistrophe with the repetition of love at the end of each clause. She said the word often enough that there could be no doubt that she meant to say it, but if the often repeated word had been hate instead of love, despair, revenge, dire death, it could not have sounded from her lips more like a curse. And as I've said in class, many times a sentence or a clause will function in more than one way. So this particular sentence, you have antithesis with hate and love. You have asyndeton with the omission of conjunctions, and you have a simile with like a curse. "I'll tell you," she said in the same hurried, passionate whisper, "what real love is." Now, this is important. She's about to define love. It is blind devotion, unquestioning self humiliation, utter submission, trust and belief against yourself and against the whole world, giving up your whole heart and soul to the smiter as I did. And I put, there's a lot of irony here, and that you should compare this part of the speech to the part of the speech that Pip gave at the beginning when he talks about against all hope, against all reason, against all happiness, because Pip at that point declared that he knew that Estella was not perfect, but he loved her as though she was perfect. He loved her with his eyes open, knowing that she wasn't going to bring him happiness, that it was going to be a problematic relationship, and that it was going to probably be a heartbreaking relationship, and he wanted to love her anyway. And here, Miss Havisham is mirroring that type of idea by saying, give yourself fully over to her. Allow yourself to be humiliated, debased, lowered, brokenhearted, pain. When you talk about the smiter is when you inflict pain, or someone who inflicts pain upon another person by hitting them with an object. So for her, love is pain. And if you think about what happened 25 years in the past with her being left at the altar, her love is painful love. And similarly, Pip's love is painful love. And she um, wants someone in this universe to feel the pain that she felt by when she gave her whole heart over to this fiance who at the last moment disappointed her and hurt her. When she came to that and to a wild cry that followed that, I caught her around the waist, for she rose up in the chair in her shroud of a dress and struck at the air as if she would as soon struck herself against the wall and fallen dead. All this passed in a few seconds. As I drew her down into the chair, I was conscious of a scent that I knew, and turning saw my guardian in the room. So this is when her speech ends and Mr. Jaggers appears, and we wonder, has he heard all of her rantings? Probably did, in that big quiet house as he was coming up the stairs. So Miss Havisham wants someone, and particularly Pip, to feel the pain that she felt when she gave over her heart to her fiance and was disappointed. And so then we have not really knowing how much Pip has already given his heart over and is already completely willing to sacrifice his self to be in a relationship with Estella. Okay, that's all I have for now. Look for other passages that speak to each other. There are many passages in the book that elaborate on each other or speak to each other or have some kind of a relationship. And as you're reading, look for those passages. That's the type of thing that we want to do as we analyze literature this year. Okay, and I hope you have a great day. Please like this video. I try to keep it short. And shout out to all my students, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.